Do you guys also have this loving-hating relationship with your hair? It's like I always have that. So I thought I'm gonna talk to you about culture shocks, which is an interesting topic, important topic, whether you are like a tourist in Italy or you are come to live here for long term, because there are things that you have to deal with, and because you are coming from a culture and Italy is another culture, depending on how far you are coming from. So like I came from Hungary, and which is not so far, it's also a Christian country, so there's a lot of similarities, but there are obviously a lot of differences. What made me shocked, gave me shock, but I also want to talk about things that didn't shock me but can shock you. Because for example, I know that I have a lot of American followers, subscribers, so I thought that I'm gonna talk stuff that maybe for you is gonna be shocking, because you're coming from America and this is Europe, so it can be like totally different. And in the meanwhile, we're going somewhere, as always. I don't know, this is not gonna be interesting for you, I think. I'm buying a fork for Alberto. Great content. Yes, it's a really traditional Italian event. Italians are eating sweets for breakfast, which means that we are eating brioche or some kind of biscuits for breakfast with cappuccino. So we are not having like a big English breakfast with beans and eggs or whatever, or we are not having sandwiches. We are always eating sweet stuff, and then there's like at 11 o'clock we can eat a sandwich, for example. When you're coming here to an Airbnb or something, that a lot of usually Americans are really surprised by the bidet. that like, there's another toilet. Usually that's what I see in videos, that they are surprised by that. And the other thing is that you can, like, if you are putting the lever of the window in a certain way, then there's doesn't open, it's just like have like a little, I don't know, you're opening it just a little bit, so a little bit of air is coming in. So that's the two things that are really, really surprised by people. So the timing in Italy can be really, really tricky, because for example, if in Hungary, I'm saying we are meeting here and here at 7, mostly people are gonna be there at 7, 7:05, 7:10. In Italy, it can be 7:30, 8, 8:30 even. So it's really difficult to count on everyone that is gonna be there on time. And of course, there are people who are really on time, but they are taking this thing more flexible. This is a fun one, the queues in Italy. So like if it's a bar, or if it's at the restaurant in the beach, or anything that you have to like post office or deal with, and they don't have the tickets. But even if they have the tickets, it can be so difficult. Like you have to be really like strong, and you have to like fight for your right, because if not, then they're gonna go in front of you. They're like, it happens so many times that like in Hungary, like, okay, if like there's a guy and me, usually the guy is saying, okay, go, you can have this seat. Here it's I don't know, I don't really experience that. It's like they sit in front of you, they don't care. And but not just men, I'm not about men, because also like old ladies, like they don't care. It's like because they are old that they think that they can do anything. And that's what this kind of behavior I really don't like, because of course I let the old lady go first. Yeah, I don't like that they are expecting that. Another culture shock is that Italians are really loud. Well, it's not that shocking, but yeah, for some people it can be really shocking that we are talking loud, and sometimes it sounds like that people are arguing. For example, Mauro talking with someone, and I think that they have like an argument, and then I ask him later, and he's like, no, we were just talking. So yes, that can be really confusing. For Americans, usually there's this thing that the spaghetti and meatballs as a meal that you want to have when you're going to a restaurant. We don't have that. That's American Italian thing. It's a fusion between the Italy and American cuisine. So we don't have that here. You can have meatballs and you can have spaghetti, but spaghetti and meatballs doesn't exist in Italy. The opening hours can be also really tricky, and that was a shock for me, like a shock. It was difficult to it took me some time to get, okay, when I do what, that when are the opening hours. So most shops and post offices and stuff like this, they're open in the morning, and there's a big 3 hours, 2 hours of pausa when people are resting, eating lunch and resting, when everything is closed, when most things are closed. And then in the afternoon there's again an opening hour. So for example, post offices are open from 8 until 12:30, and then at 3:30 they are reopening it again. But they're, for example, on Fridays, it's just in the morning they are open. Or any other shops where we are going now as well. There's an opening hour in the morning and also in the afternoon. So if you want to take care of something, it's better to do it in the morning. Oh, the Italian bureaucracy. That's also a great one. Don't want to talk about it a lot because I just hate it so much. It's horrible, and yeah, you're not gonna like it. Whatever, if you have to, if you want to live here and if you have to deal with things, it's really, really horrible. It takes so much time, and there's so many papers, and no one knows anything. A lot of time they don't know what is their job and what you're asking for. These are small towns, obviously. Big cities, I'm guessing, in Rome, they know what they are doing, but maybe not even there. So yes, it's really, really upsetting. It's really upsetting, and that's all I'm saying. You have to really, really love to live here. You really want to live here, then you can go through the bureaucracy. If you're really dedicated, you can live here. If not, so this is this is a test from Italians, I feel like. People are saying that Italians can't drive, which is not true, obviously. They drive really well. Of course there are bad drivers, but there are bad drivers everywhere. But it's really, you have to be really quick with what is happening, and you have to go when it's time to go. So and it's the same with the crosswalk. For example, in Napoli, the road can be really, really tricky. So you have to be really conscious about when you have to cross the road, and you just have to be really persistent and okay, and now I'm going. And it's the same with driving. You have to be, but be really careful. But I think just follow an Italian. So that's it, my friends. I hope it was useful, and it really feels that I already made a video like this, or there was a video where I was talking about culture shocks. I'm not sure, because I really like this topic. I hope it was useful. There's a lot of other culture shocks, obviously, but I don't have time to talk about this now because Alberto is sleepy, needs to sleep, as you can hear. So if this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, the video, and tell me what else do you want to know about Italy, or what kind of information would be useful for you. And take care. Have a lovely day. Ciao. Oh yes, and the fork searching was a failure, unfortunately. So keep on watching. Next time maybe we'll find it. Great content.